Hello, and welcome to another Sporty's Flight Sim review video. Today we are going to talk about career mode in the brand new Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 program. I think this new feature has a lot of potential for pilots or even budding pilots, so I'm excited to talk about it. Let's dive on in. All right, so here we are on the home screen for Flight Sim 2024. One of the main tiles is career mode right here. You can go ahead and jump on in and get into the details. Now I've spent a little bit of time progressing through this career mode, so you'll notice I already have a couple certifications, an advanced level, if you will, and a couple other things that aren't with you from the get-go. But we'll dive into each one of those and explain what it would be like if you were spending your first minute in this part of the program. So here is headquarters. This is going to be our dashboard towards advancement. And what they really want with career mode is helping you to understand the entry-level training of becoming a pilot, and then how you can utilize that to start making money or monetizing being a pilot. The way it starts is over here in our certification tree. Now, as you'll see again, I've unlocked a couple of these, but the idea is that you must start with your private pilot's license. You'll go through some training, and then you will take an exam, which is right here as an option. Now, training is going to cover a lot of different aspects. The simulator controls, what I do with my physical hardware pieces, and what that sends to the digital aircraft. It's going to take us through the basics, just so we're not lost when we're trying to do landings or takeoffs. We get into aircraft essentials, attitude in regards to pitch, turns in regard to roll, power settings, maneuver tests, all the above. And each one of these is going to have a helpful briefing page. So it's going to show us when I am changing or editing the throttle in certain flight conditions, where do I need to keep my eyes? What am I going to be changing in the digital aircraft? So I really appreciate that this is a great representation or briefing for someone who doesn't know the first thing about an airplane. It's going to take you through all those things to keep your focus on and how you affect them. And really just a great little bite-sized lesson that contributes to getting ready to take your private pilot's license digitally. So once you've progressed through all the lessons, you even have landing and throttle management, downwind, your first solo flight. Each one of these will, again, teach you something new. You can go take your exam, and then once you have passed that, you then have new options. I can either pursue a rotorcraft license and progressing down that path of the tree, or I can keep in the airplane lifestyle and go for my commercial pilot's license. Now, I will say that the organization of this tree may be a little bit off from the way I progressed through my training. For instance, commercial license is right after private, and then that opens up night currency, instrument rating, multi-engine rating, high performance, and tailwheel. I personally worked on my instrument rating prior to my commercial license. There's also a lot of people I know who will work on their multi-engine rating prior to their commercial license. So a little bit of misalignment, maybe that's a stronger term than necessary, but a little bit of a difference in the organization of it. So I see what they're doing, which is as you add a new rating or a new certificate to your license, you then are able to progress to new things you can explore on or advance on. So as we add new features to our pilot's license, that therefore will open up different specializations that we can do. At my current state, we've got 5 unlocked, but the very first one was a first flight. So we are literally doing digital sightseeing tours in these first flights. What happens is you start up the aircraft, you'll take out 2 passengers to your local area. I chose India 69er to do my training and to be my base of operations, airport right behind me. And through doing the first flight, it'll take you to local areas. It doesn't transport you to a default airport in the program, it's where you did your training. So I got to go see downtown Cincinnati. I got to go see Milford. I got to fly out to Georgetown and do a little bit of sightseeing for these digital customers. And after the flight's done, you shut off the engine and everything went well, you get paid in credits, which then are applied to those future certifications, those future ratings. So after about 2 or 3 first flights, I then unlocked ferry flights. I'm taking a aircraft owner's airplane from one location to the next. You then unlock flight seeing and skydive. You even get into cargo transport. I've done quite a few of these where it's just me and a bunch of boxes, sometimes flying 90 minutes from location A to location B, and you get compensated in even more credits. So there is the G word, as we'll call it, the gaming aspect of this. But I think it does parallel to as you progress as a pilot and you open up new ways to make money faster per hour. That's what the program is doing also. There's a lot of specializations I have not unlocked. Those will come with time and more training and more certifications. And then once you have those, you have your missions page over here, which will show all the options you have at the moment to go earn some credits or experience. So as I scroll back to Cincinnati, these are all the different missions I could fly right now that would compensate me. So here is a first flight taking residence over eminence. It's about a 30-minute flight, 720 credits in a Cessna 172. You can find longer or more time devotion type maneuvers or missions if you're looking for them. Here's one that's about an hour and a half in a Cessna 172, and it's a ferry flight. They give you a little bit of briefing that Miss Stanford booked a ferry flight to Washington. They tell you it's about marginal VFR from where you're taking off to where you're going. And it's again about an hour and a half of devotion. So an interesting kind of progression towards what you can do. And as that gets more and more, you can start to unlock bigger things, commercial airlines, VIP charters, aerial advertising, all the above. The last thing to cover in the career mode that I myself have not unlocked yet is companies. So in this scenario, you get to a point where you are running your own flight school, or you're running your own aviation company and accruing funds via that method rather than being in front of the aircraft or being in the front of the aircraft and doing the flying yourself. So there's a lot of things in career mode that I think are appealing to the gamification of flying, if you will, appealing to the progression through your first hour to maybe your 1500th hour in an airplane. It may not appeal as much to those more experienced real-life pilots. If you've got 10,000 hours under your belt and you get into here, it may not be as appealing to work on your instrument rating again. But to someone who doesn't have any hours and they may have the aviation bug and not know it yet, I think this is going to be a great hook towards getting them interested in aviation, and hopefully it propels them to take that next step and maybe do an intro flight and see what it's like. So I'll keep progressing through this and earning new certifications, specializations, starting my own company. We'll have further review videos, and we hope this one helped you out in better understanding one of the new features of Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. We thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.